It's yours, the world is yours. It's mine, it's mine, the world is this.
Yo, what's good everyone? It's Leak and I'm back with another video. Now, off the rip, I know my consistency is so off, oh my god, but I have been tested and I am positive for COVID. Don't pity me at all, like really don't say oh my god, don't, like I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing just fine. Like I got the booster shot and now all of a sudden I'm COVID positive. I feel great, I feel fine. I could do jumping jacks, I could do cartwheels, I'm fine. I feel great, I'm fine. Listen, but disclaimer before I even say what I'm gonna say, this video is 100% speculation and it's just dumb fun. Now, off the little tiniest bit of information that I have so far, I am going to make a possible educated guess or guesses on who can possibly be the 7th anniversary killer. Now, let's just go straight into this. Off the rip, chapter 25, chapter 26, we know what that is. Why this is big is because it's a process of elimination in a way. So, but then it's like when you really think about it, I doubt Resident Evil will happen again for an anniversary chapter. So you could already cross that out. And judging by us knowing what chapter 25 and chapter 26 is, that kind of makes a bit of a connection towards something, because I remember Matthew Cote saying that there will be 2 killers and 2 survivors every year. Now, of course, the behavior, they could do it whatever they want to. It's their game, is what they want to do. They might even mix something up and throw in 3 originals, 1 license. I'm pretty sure it happened before, if I can remember. I could be wrong, but right, we got the Ring chapter this year and we got the Resident Evil chapter coming up in September. So that's two licenses. And then we got the 2 originals, which is the Dredge and the upcoming chapter, the Night chapter, Medieval chapter, right? So judging off that, the next killer, which we don't know what it could possibly be, the next killer coming in March can be a license. They could follow that same formula, and the 7th year could be an original again, and maybe like they might follow the same formula as this year. It could change, who knows. But my little theory, this is my little speculation, I assume that for sure the 7th anniversary killer, the 7th year anniversary killer is gonna be a licensed killer. I say this because of the fact that, like I said, behavior, they could do what they want, it's their game, it's their rules, right? But they still have to listen to what the fan base, like the feedback of the fan base. But it's not like, how can I say it? They have to listen to the feedback of the fan base in a health state, I should say. No pun intended. Meaning, like, for example, the game is buggy, fix it. You know what I'm trying to say? That's us saying that. The devs, they have to listen to that, right? They don't have to listen to us saying, oh, we want Springtrap in the game. They don't have to listen to that, because they can try to make that happen. It may not happen. Or if they just don't want Springtrap in their game, they don't want Springtrap in their game, right? So that's the way I look at it. But the reason why I assume the 7th year anniversary is gonna be a license this time for sure is because I'm pretty sure they know that a lot of people were pretty let down on the anniversary killer being the Dredge. Don't get me wrong, the Dredge, listen, I'm gonna make a whole different video on the Dredge and why I just love the Dredge. But anyways, a lot of people don't feel the same way I feel about the Dredge, especially for the Dredge being an anniversary killer. So I think they will kind of learn from that and make the 7th year a licensed chapter. I could be completely wrong. Now listen, we could get a original chapter and that could just be an amazing original chapter for the 7th year anniversary. I honestly, like I said, I really don't mind anything as long as the chapter is great, fun, unique. You know the deal, like I said before. But the people who like the chapters I want to cross out are the chapters I feel that's, how can I say it? To be honest, there's this is pretty hard. Like, I don't think it will be something completely random for a 7th year, only because of the fact that, logically thinking, okay, we were anticipated for the 6th year anniversary, right? We wanted something big, right? We got an original chapter. Some people were pretty let down. I'm pretty sure they will have something big planned for the 7th year, right? At least that's what I'm assuming, right? Off the chapter being a huge chapter, I know it may seem pretty repetitive, but it's like I want to give FNAF a break though. Only because FNAF, everything is just FNAF, 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 FNAF. FNAF, listen, we already know that could already possibly be a possibility. FNAF, we know that. Pennywise, we know, right? What's another one? Candyman, we know. My only thing is, what if the killer in March is a very, like, exciting, like, what if the chapter is a very big one? So they kind of, like, how should I say it? They kind of, like, throw, like, some sort of curveball at us where they actually, like, for example, they will say after the medieval chapter releases, right? Like, 2 weeks afterwards, we get the announcement for FNAF coming in March. So it's like, that leaves us the question, like, what's the 7th year if the chapter happening in March is FNAF? That could kind of leave us guessing. I'm just trying to think of the possibilities because I know how these devs are. They like to throw a lot of curveballs. But another thing to think about is that, remember, these devs are also, sometimes they could come up with just the worst ideas ever. Like, why would you want to release a killer like Sadako right before a killer like the Dredge? That's very, 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 very similar to one another. I don't know why they would want to, I don't know why they did something like that. If anything, I feel like they should have released Sadako. If they had the rights, they should have released her like around where the artist was, held on to the artist somehow, and yeah, they should have reverted it. They should have released Pinhead came out in September. They should have had Sadako release in in December, and then they should have had artist release in March, and then the Dredge release in June. That's how I think they should have did that. But the reason why these are so hard to predict is because their planning isn't predictable at all. One thing could be licensed, then original, then it could be licensed, original, then licensed, then licensed, original, then licensed and original, whatever. You understand? Everything is no pattern. It's just all over the place. So we don't know exactly how it could work. Now, I know y'all heard about the potential leak saying that Stranger Things will be coming back in the wintertime. I'm not 100% certain. I'm pretty certain that's true. And I'm pretty certain that Vecna is gonna come into the game eventually. But do I think that Stranger Things 2 will be the 7th year chapter? I don't really think so. Only because the simple fact that will be repetitive in a way, anniversary wise, I should say. I just think that's a possibility, but it's just very slim for Stranger Things to be the 7th year anniversary. I know Vecna is a very popular character, but the fact that we didn't get Resident Evil for the 6th anniversary, I'm not too sure. Then, to be fair, we didn't get Stranger Things for the anniversary, so that's kind of a thing. So we can get Stranger Things again we can't get Stranger Things again, but this time it'll be for an anniversary chapter. Speaking of Resident Evil, I have a friend on Twitter that came up with a pretty cool idea for Albert Wesker's power and how the infection remover could work. This is what he had to say. Yeah, I love like a shooter mechanic like in Resident Evil 5, where the dodging mechanic of Wesker will activate like a quick time event. And of course, if you're not fast enough, you get depowered. I'm pretty excited too. I love a mechanic like that. It will be fresh. Yo, that is literally the most mind-blowing thing in the world. What if they actually bring something new to this Resident Evil 2 chapter where you can actually do something like that, and it makes the game unique and fun and different for both sides, survivor and killer? Because it's like, for Albert Wesker to have that dodge ability, is like, what is he dodging from if the survivors are running from him in the first place? That wouldn't really make any sense unless he's like kind of like Nurse in a way, but a bit more rapid. Instead of him, like, imagine Nurse blinking like 5 times in a row, but at a shorter distance or range, I should say. That could be a way his dodging ability could work. I really like this idea. I think for the survivor to have to aim the infection remover at Albert Wesker, and for Albert Wesker to dodge it, I think that would be pretty cool. And then just buttons would pop up on the screen, and then you just gotta press the buttons like at the right time, and then you could just dodge. I think that would be pretty lit scene in the game, I'm not gonna lie. It's about to be 2023, so I mean, like, listen, they have to change the piece somehow, right? Especially for a chapter like Resident Evil that really grew the player base. I hope and pray that this Resident Evil Part 2 just isn't like a, how can I say, a player pace grab. Like, I hope they just don't drop this in, like I said before, just to have it be extremely underwhelming, just for just to catch a player's attention. I just hope it's nothing like that. I actually hope that they put love into this chapter and they just didn't throw it at us just to get our attention, just to have the player base go up even more. I hope that's what they didn't do. But other than that, back to the guessing. The reason why it's so hard to really guess the 7th year anniversary killer is because, remember, it's not only a movie or game license, it's all around. So it's like it's plethoras. It could literally be a plethora of any license that could happen in the game. But I'm just trying to think of the really big ones because of the fact of what happened this year for the anniversary. I know a lot of people felt let down. So from the behaviors point of view, if I was a game designer, right, or a developer or anything like that, I want to please my players if they felt left down, and I want to bring a license to the game that I know that is big and that the players are going to enjoy, obviously. So I don't want to keep saying FNAF though, but it's like it's so hard not to. You can't neglect it. It's like a rash that you just want to itch the whole time. It's like you can't neglect it because of the fact that it's literally just there. Like, they tease it so much. They play with us when it comes to FNAF. They know they're trolling. Like, they know that we know that they're trolling about FNAF. So that's really the number one thing. I'm pretty sure that's the biggest chapter right now that behavior has yet to get, aside from Friday the 13th and it. Like, those are literally the main 3 big GOATs chapters that could happen in DVD that we just don't have yet. It's like they're gonna come eventually, at least I hope. So it's like it's only a matter of time when it comes to anniversary that one of these chapters is gonna be the anniversary. I also think like random yet very satisfying chapters that could happen could be chapters like Dead Space or Evil Within. I think chapters like that can really catch someone or players by surprise, and I think the players won't be disappointed by having a chapter such as Dead Space or The Evil Within. Not only because it's something that, of course, players heard of, but it's still both games are still very popular, so to have those in the game will be crazy. Especially a chapter like Dead Space, I could see that being an extremely unique chapter where we actually get our first full survivor that's actually fully concealed instead of it being a cosmetic or anything like that. Like, that's literally the default skin. And I also think it'll be pretty dope seeing that when Isaac gets hit, you kind of see the thing on his back with that health bar joint, you kind of see that go down and deteriorate. I think that would be a pretty dope detail for them to add. I don't really know the creature names like that, but I know that the common creature that keeps pursuing you, that could be just the killer on its own. But then it's like I only really played the first one, so I can't really say nothing yet. I don't really know the boss creatures in that game that can really fit in DVD. The Evil Within is an obvious one. Obviously the killer would be the Keeper, and the star will be Sebastian, and the map will be the Beacon Mental Hospital. Yeah, those are really like the 4/5 chapters I could really see being the 7th year. Other than that, it's like I really don't have an idea. So that's either, of course, 5, which is the less likely It chapter, only because obviously Stephen King and him being pretty stubborn about giving up the license, which I understand respectfully. Is his license, is his character he created, Pennywise. I 100% understand. So that's less likely. The 4th one is Candyman, only because for him it's been so dried out. Like, I feel like he could have been released a long time ago, but they just never wanted to, or just something happened with the licensing or something like that. It seemed like Tony Todd had teased it, and then now everything has just gone silent. So that's number 4. Number 3 is dead space, only because I feel how unique it is and the way they could set that up. I feel like it could happen, but it will be extremely random. I don't know, I feel like a chapter like that would be like the cherry on top like type of chapter, like the chapter that comes after the anniversary. I feel like we will get dead space after the anniversary chapter, so I'm leaving that with number 3. Number 2 is The Evil Within, only because The Evil Within is such a popular survival horror game. I can honestly see that being an anniversary chapter, not only because the killer is pretty similar and reminiscent towards Pyramid Head, like just dropping Pyramid Head's cousin in the game for the anniversary, and Pyramid Head was also the anniversary killer. That would kind of be a cool little touch. But besides from that, The Evil Within is a popular game, and I could honestly see that being pretty simple enough to be the anniversary chapter. And of course, number 1 is FNAF. The clues are just endless. I'm pretty sure there's just clues and teasers and trolls scattered around the community everywhere, and I'm pretty sure Springtrap is gonna make an appearance one way or another, and it might just be the same for your anniversary. I don't know. But anyways, let me see our list though. I read every comment and comment to every comment, so you won't feel left out. If I happen to leave you on hold for like 12 hours, I did not see a comment, and I'm just gonna reply to it late, because that's me just seeing your comment. I usually reply to it at least within 8 hours, so yeah. But other than that, I feel fine. I'm gonna try to be a bit more consistent. But anyways, love y'all, take care. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.
To the beat, y'all. Check it out. Come on, come on.